What the hell did I do? Killed them all, of course. Robert Durst. Welcome to Grimly.
That's really funny.
Oh, man.
We're back at it.
We are back at it. We are back.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. This is weird.
You're in the back seat again.
I am.
Passenger seat.
I am the backseat driver.
Yeah.
It is kind of a good exercise for me because I am a control freak.
Oh.
You know
what?
this.
I actually don't think I would say that about you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. That's good. That fit it well.
Oh, he's back on the table again.
Go get him. You need like a Nerf gun. You need like a Nerf.
He's just, I sleep up here most of the time, so I don't understand the problem.
You got the cat on the dining room table.
Gross. But to be fair, when we sit at the table, first of all, most of the time the chairs are turned upside down.
That's true.
He still sits there anyway because he's a cat. They'll do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And then whenever I'm actually going to sit at the table, obviously the chairs come down, the table is cleaned thoroughly, and then a tablecloth is put over the table.
Yeah.
Which is what happened, and now he's sitting on the tablecloth.
He's thank you for the nice...
So what's going to happen is I'm going to let him do his thing there, and before we eat, I'm going to take him and the tablecloth off, and then I will clean the table again, and then we will sit on and we will eat at the table.
The constant struggles of a cat.
They just
Mom.
don't give a fuck.
They really don't. But you know what? It's why we appreciate them.
I do.
Yeah. Because it's just, you know what? I can't be mad at you.
No, what they really do bring so much joy.
Yeah. We've talked about pets so many times in this podcast.
Oops.
Listen. They're the greatest. And you all agree.
We haven't heard any pets on the podcast in a while. He's
No.
actually been behaved pretty well
He has,
generally.
yeah.
And Coleman also just doesn't record with us very often.
No, not as much anymore. Unfortunately.
We miss him.
Yeah. You say you miss him.
I do.
And then usually I feel like it's a bit of a...
When he's recording?
No,
he's
when I'm like, hey, like, I'll bring him over. And you're like, do you want to bring him over?
Didn't you bring him from Thanksgiving?
I did. Yeah.
We had no problems.
You're right. You're right. I feel weird about bringing him over to people's houses. And so maybe I'm just internalizing that anxiety.
Well, listen. I don't have a dog. A dog will always be a different energy to me. But I like
Yes.
Coleman. He's always welcome.
Okay. That's good to know.
But I don't like the way they smell. Generally. Although Coleman doesn't smell.
No.
He really doesn't. But I'm not going to say who, but I was petting other dogs recently.
And they're sinky.
And also not Juna. Just in case
Jane's dog.
Jane
Yeah.
is listening. Not Juna, who is a delight. Someone else's dog.
Our friend's dog.
Who is not listening. I was like, there's just, it's on your hands after you touch.
Yeah.
Cats just don't have a scent like that.
No, generally not.
Yeah, unless
Yeah.
something's wrong with it. And you can pet a cat and then you go about your life and your hands are, but when you pet a dog sometimes,
Yeah.
you know that you have pet a dog because there's some feeling, there's a filmy slime.
Like a dustiness.
Oiliness. It's gross.
Yeah.
Coleman is not one of those
Coleman
dogs.
gets bathed pretty often.
Yeah.
Because he is a dog that sleeps in my bed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
well,
I gotta make sure he's clean.
do you have nights where you're like, you can't sleep up here because you haven't been bathed? Or you're
No.
just like, I guess I'm changing the sheets tomorrow.
Yeah, it's usually that.
I can't. I cannot relate.
Well, I have a specific blanket that I keep on top of everything.
He sleeps on top. He's not like in the sheets
No,
with you.
he's not in the sheets. He is not that type of dog.
That is gross, though, right? Oh, you know what? I'll take it back. I've said too much. I'm offending the dog.
No,
it's gross for the dog to sleep in the sheets because the hair is there.
Yeah, I find it interesting. I've never had a dog that's wanted to do that.
Too hot.
Too hot. Well, Coleman.
Little dogs do get cold. And
Yeah.
I think they like it.
Yeah, Coleman has a sleeping bag for when we go backpacking. I am that extra.
Yes.
And half the time he doesn't even sleep in that when we're outside.
So he sleeps on top of
He sleeps on top of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like when it's really cold, he'll get into it. But
Oh, really?
that's not very often. So I think he just gets too hot.
Yeah.
And I think that's
They
probably
don't need
why.
it.
But yeah, he's like a long-haired dog.
Yeah.
He's got undercoat.
Yeah.
But what was I going with this? Oh, but so I don't know how I would feel about him wanting to be in the sheets with me.
I think that's a little gross, personally. But I also don't sleep with a lot of clothing on. Mm-hmm. When possible, I sleep with no clothing on.
Right. Hey, girl.
And I just, because I get hot also.
Yeah.
And I'll get all twisted up. And I eventually will take my clothes off anyway.
Yeah, it is the worst when you're wearing like a t-shirt and like you turn over and the t-shirt doesn't follow you. And
Yes,
like,
and it never will.
damn
Or like
it.
you got like a baggy pajama pant on.
Yeah.
And then it's like
all
halfway
twisted
up
up.
your
Yeah.
knee. And you gotta like grab it with your toe and slide it down.
Yes.
You got the same with the other toe. And then God forbid you turn over, it's all fucked.
Yeah, it's all fucked.
I can't be
We need to bring
troubled
back the Victorian
like a dress.
dress. Ebenezer Scrooge dresses.
Okay, so when I had my ankle surgery, I bought like a house dress.
Yeah.
That has a button up, and then there is a like an old. I wish I had to have thought about googling this. There's an old nursery rhyme called Wee Willie Winky, and it's like Wee Willie. It's a Christmas rhyme. Welcome to Grimly.
Welcome to Grimly.
This is Nick,
I am Missy.
and I have the reins. I have the bull by the horns.
You have something about the
For
horns.
episode number 2, and we're gonna finish our discussion about the life and crimes of Robert Durst.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any
wrapping.
recap? Can you recap us from your memory where we're at? What has happened? If not,
I mean, so
can do
what
it.
happened?
yes,
We got shark eyes.
yes. This is most important.
Yeah. The beady, dark little shark eyes.
And the blinking.
Yes. The blinking, the shark eyes. We've got cross-dressing. Is it cross-dressing if he's not doing drag? Is it?
I think it is.
Okay.
I think it still is. Drag is
An
one
art.
thing.
Yeah.
Cross-dressing is one thing.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like ways people have described that in the past, which is offensive and no longer
Right.
fitting. But I do think in this occasion, the man is just cross-dressing. He's
Right.
not a trans person.
No.
He's not
someone
drag.
that. Yeah.
He's.
Just dressing up
I
as a
wouldn't
woman.
elevate it to say it was drag. I think he's cross-dressing.
Yeah. No, I feel like calling it drag would be a little bit of an insult to drag.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because I don't think he was even doing makeup.
Okay. Weird.
He
Okay.
might have been doing makeup.
Yeah. We've got shark eyes. We've got 3 murders.
3 murders. 2 murders, 1 disappearance, technically, but yes. Probably a third likely murder.
Kathleen. Yes. Kathleen is technically never found. You're right. But we've got a man who has some deep-seated nepotism and who is been skating along and causing trauma and a lot of upheaval of other people's lives and is clearly getting away with it. And then he steals a fucking hoagie and that's how he gets caught.
Yep.
It's the craziest fucking thing.
Yeah, he's on the lam and he got
Yeah.
caught with a hoagie.
With a hoagie because he tried to steal it even though...
pre-made refrigerated sandwich. He didn't even order the sandwich. He picked it up.
Yeah, one of the grab and goes.
Yes.
Yeah, and those are usually never good.
I'm never going to order a grab and go unless it is just butter or brie and maybe some ham and prosciutto on some bread.
Okay.
Like a very Frenchy style.
Yeah, like a...
But if there's mayo, if there's lettuce,
yeah.
absolutely not. If there's a tomato on there,
Ugh.
I need it fresh for me, sliced fresh.
You are
immediately.
the sandwich guru, so...
I do love a sandwich.
You do love a
but you're
sandwich.
right. You said it. A grab and go is not the ideal type of
No.
sandwich. And this is a fancy guy who's used to eating a lot of fancy food,
Right.
no doubt.
Probably some canapes.
I know. Some
Like-
caviar.
It's weird.
He's traveled the world.
Yeah. He stole a sandwich. He had a shit ton of money on him and 2 guns.
I didn't even need to steal.
It's the dumbest logic. There is no logic. I think this man is just like manic and insane.
Spiraling. For sure.
So yeah, that is my recap of the Jinx.
It's fantastic.
Or
All right,
not
well,
the
why don't
Jinx,
we get
Robert
started
Durst.
after I
Refill. Please hold. After these messages.
Okay.
All right. Recap of Robert Durst.
Yes.
/ Dorothy.
All right. Episode 2. Act 1. Okay, and this begins part of my, like, the pop culture aspect of this.
Yeah, I feel like that we didn't really talk about the first one. We just talked about the facts, right?
We talked about, yes, the facts, the horrors, really. But this story is such a pop culture phenomenon because of all of the things I'm about to tell you.
And it ended because of that stuff, too.
Oh, yes, I will.
Which is crazy.
Yes, we will get to.
Yeah.
Exactly why.
Yeah.
We're going to start in 2010.
Okay.
I mentioned in the very beginning, like the intro, that there was a Hollywood movie involved and Ryan Gosling. Mm-hmm. So in 2010, American music composer and filmmaker Andrew Jarecki releases a movie called All Good Things, which is a film inspired by Robert Durst's life and Kathy's disappearance.
Right.
Peach, go on.
Real quick. I feel like you say Ryan Gosling, but we also talk about our girl, Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, yes.
Who is also in that movie.
Yeah. Kirsten Dunst plays Kathleen.
Yes.
And Robert Durst is played by Ryan Gosling.
Are they, I don't know if I've actually ever seen this movie. Are they called Kathleen and Robert in the movie?
They have different names, but I have seen it twice.
Okay.
But I don't remember what their names are.
Okay.
The last time I watched it, I only watched like 3/4 of it. I didn't finish it. So this kind of renews public interest in the cases. So when we left off,
as it does usually,
when we left off, it was like 2006 after he'd
gone through all of his parole.
He was finished entirely.
Yeah,
so like
and so
just
he
a
was
few years later,
just flying under the radar at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and like everyone, it was a secret, but a known secret that he had basically killed 2 people and gotten away with it.
Yes.
At this point.
So I think Susan Berman's murder wasn't really attached.
Not yet, right?
Officially or in any capacity, but people who like had been following the story would have known.
Because she is connected to him.
She's connected to him.
Yes.
It is brought up in the movie.
Okay.
It starts with them. They meet. He's quite charming in a weird way. And Ryan Gosling makes it charming.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. They get married, and it definitely highlights the abuse in the relationship. It shows who is it? Fuck. Oh my God. I have to say her name because it's so offensive if I don't.
Oh, the IMDb.
Yeah, I'm looking up.
Who played who?
Yeah, who played Susan? Because Susan has a
big part of it.
Oh God, hold on. Lily Robb plays
Susan.
Okay,
Okay. Or Susan's character.
Sorry, Susan's character. Okay,
Yeah.
so now I'm looking at IMDb. They call Robert David.
Okay.
David Marks and Katie Marks. So it's David and Katie. And then Deborah Lerman is who would have been Susan.
Oh, okay.
There is also a Morris Black character in the movie.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And he basically tells the entire story
Up to 2000,
yes, up until current day, where he's like,
this is all the shit that's happened, that has occurred.
That has happened, yeah.
And it's fictionalized, but this actually did happen.
And it's maybe a pretty good guess as to how it actually went down. It was such a good guess that Robert Durst sees this film and says,
I love it, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
And he calls Jarecki and he says, don't you want to interview me? Don't you want to hear what I have to say about it? And that's how the fucking Jinx starts.
Yeah, it's insane.
So just to back up just a moment.
Okay.
The film renews public interest in the case.
Yeah.
I also feel like I should give Jarecki a little bit more of a moment here, because I'm going to go on to talk about him a lot, and he's super instrumental as to why Robert had, at least for a moment in time, been held accountable for his crimes.
Yeah.
He's also responsible for what is I'm going to say horrific because it was traumatizing and horrific content, but another HBO documentary called Capturing the Freedmans. I don't know if you've seen this. It's another true crime about Arnold Freeman, who is a child rapist.
Oh.
And it's a whole thing. It's a multi-series doc, very similar and rough. So I say horrific because it's just like super icky.
Yeah,
and
that's
just like the fast
stuff that
situation.
we don't really. Yeah.
He also co-wrote the theme song for the 90s drama series Felicity.
Random.
Yeah. Well, he's a composer.
He is a composer.
And we have not talked about the Jinx yet. I will get into it.
Yeah.
But the theme song is so good.
And I remember it.
Please Google it on your way home because it's so good. I feel like that's like part of the reason that the doc did so well.
Yeah, it was really well made.
It was huge. Yes, it's very well made, but it's always like a huge thing, and I think people loved the fucking song.
Yeah, a good intro really does.
It steals the deal.
It really does seal the deal.
And he's a composer, and so he's used to doing these things. So he did the music for Felicity. Okay, we don't really have time to talk about the movie here, but I will say this as we just did. It made enough of an impression on Bob that Bob called him up and was like, let's talk about it. I bet you like to interview me. And Jackie was like, okay, sounds good. But like, how about we film it and we make it a documentary? And he was like, awesome, let's do that.
What a fucking weirdo. Narcissist.
It's going to come back because like
it bites him in the ass.
It 100% bites
so fucking hard. We haven't really talked about it yet, but
we have not. We will get into it. Just I think that's the next on the docket.
Okay.
So the Jinx is born out of this thing. I have to repeat it, and I will probably say it again.
Yeah.
This was Bob's idea.
Over and over. It's crazy.
So they start filming in like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we can talk about the Jinx.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite. Okay, so February 8th, 2015, HBO premieres The Jinx, and it's subtitled The Life and Deaths of Robert Durst. It's a documentary series directed by Andrew Jarecki. It's a 6-episode series, and it delves into his family history, all of the things that we talked about in episode 1.
The life, the murders.
And a lot of contradictions in his narrative of
Robert Durst's narrative.
Yes, things. Again, here my next note is, what can I say? The season 1 intro song is iconic. It is so good.
Should we just play it?
Woo! I don't know if we can legally play it.
Oh, that's true.
I tried to do a little bit of research about this, and there's a lot of like, if it's less than 5 seconds, if it's less than 7 seconds. I actually don't know.
Okay.
And we shouldn't, but you should Google it.
Yeah, we're poor little ladies. We don't have money. Don't sue us.
But it's very good.
Okay.
And just, again, the Jinx is the reason why Robert Durst eventually dies in prison.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, he dies in prison.
I mean,
and it is entirely because of this thing.
Fucking series. It's literally been 10 years.
Yep.
So it's not that big of a spoiler at this point.
Thank you. Accurate. So every time we watch it, the audacity of this human that amazes
absolutely.
me.
The fact that he was like, sign me up. Let's talk about the shit I fucking did.
And he says the craziest things. And like, there's no way, unless we like recapped every single episode, that we could talk about it. So I do have a little highlight reel that I'll run through. But
as we should.
As you say, it's the eyes, it's the blinking. And he's funny.
Yeah.
He has a kind of witty, sarcastic, snarky sense of humor.
It's very New York, right?
Yes, it is. And he's quick. Yeah. And he's a little bit self-deprecating.
Which are all things that we are both into, for sure, as like just people in general, and we do it to ourselves.
Listen, he got off. He was acquitted of a murder.
Yes,
and so I think that they liked him. Mm-hmm. He took the stand in the Morris Black trial. I think that went a long way because he's charming. And you know what? A lot of
sociopaths, they
are charming.
They can wear the mask. And initially, for sure. It's a big thing. Yeah.
So that makes it just the most interesting documentary.
I wonder if this show was like studied in psychology classes or something.
Maybe, yeah.
I feel like it could be, for sure. Just be like,
it really does feel like you get just unfettered access to this person
who did horrible things and who like,
because he talks about it. They're asking him about the crimes. And so he talks about it in a way that's, I think he's feigning relatability. It's just crazy.
Okay.
But he's still caught in a bazillion lies.
Yeah.
So, yes, here's a mini highlight reel of all the shit he steps in on camera during the Jinx.
Let's do it.
Okay. When asked what he would say to Kathy's mother now, like modern day, what would you say to Kathy's mom? He says, quote, "I feel bad the way I treated you, that you're a good person, and I am complicit in Kathy's not being here."
I forgot about that.
That's fucking insane.
That is insane.
So later, when asked specifically if he had anything to do with Kathy's disappearance, he says no. Okay. So like he just like
he says, "I'm complicit, but no."
And then but no, I didn't do it. Anyway, it's crazy. He admits after being caught that he lied to police about speaking to Kathy at their Manhattan apartment the night she went missing so that police would, quote, leave him alone.
Wow. I didn't know he did that. I
Yep.
forgot about that.
Admits it on camera.
Like I said, I watched this documentary like during COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been 5 years.
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's, these are all things that he admits to.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of other evidence that are just like, okay, here's this, and like other people providing evidence, but I'm just going to highlight real the
totally.
shit that Bob does.
Yeah. Yeah. So he tells police that he did not actually talk to Kathy.
He did not actually talk to Kathy. There was also a moment like early on in the investigation. So if you can imagine, he's this wealthy guy from this family, and he tells one side of a story and people just chose to believe him.
Yeah. And just to recap, he told police that he dropped Kathy off at the train station, and that later that evening she called him from the Manhattan apartment they owned.
Yes.
Right. Okay. But now he's saying that like she never actually called.
There was more to that story, actually, which I didn't go into. But the more to that story is that he went to a friend's house and had some drinks with the friends.
Okay.
And then left the friend's house and then called her from a payphone and spoke to her from the payphone.
That's his new story?
Well, that's maybe one of the other stories.
That's
'cause
the
he
other
just told a
version
lot
of the
stories,
story
but
you
that
told.
is-
Okay.
yes. So his friend was
Yeah.
like, that didn't happen. He never came to our house.
Interesting.
And they didn't lie for him.
Yeah.
He lied for himself, and they just didn't.
They didn't corroborate.
Yes. Or they didn't.
Did they not do that?
No, they didn't correct the narrative. They just let it be.
Oh, they never
until
even went to police or
99
anything?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I don't know. If someone
so
lied.
many people.
Yeah, or just
Alas, what happened
whatever.
to this
Yeah.
woman.
And they're probably friends with her too.
Yes.
That's fucked.
I know.
Oh, God.
But there's so much coldness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so he lies to the police. He did not see her. Or he didn't speak to her.
Right.
After she got to the apartment.
And I
And
think
he
it's-
admitted that he just lied about it so they would leave him alone.
And I think it's safe to assume that he probably didn't drop her off at the train station.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yes, go on.
Were there not receipts for train tickets or
I don't think that anybody did a whole lot of
Looking, searching?
Yeah.
wow? It feels like it's so easy to figure out if that actually happened. The phone call and the train ticket. Those are things that have a trail in some shape or form, and no one just didn't do anything. This wasn't like a this was a fucking woman like who
I mean,
was like
certainly we
becoming a
could
doctor.
spend one full episode just talking about the specifics of
Okay,
that case
yeah,
and that
yeah.
investigation. Yeah, it is.
That's insane.
yeah.
God, I hate this world sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's not the first time. It's not the last time.
No, for sure. Yeah, we have
It's
definitely
like-
talked about that a few times.
Whatever department was responsible for him looking into this did not do a lot. So there
Yeah,
was
and
also
sometimes
this
it's
story.
just like sheer laziness.
It comes up a couple of times over the course of the Jinx season 1 and 2, but I believe I'm not 1,000% positive, but I believe that it has been suggested. Okay, so there's this another story that's it's part of his narrative, is that she was also seen in the lobby of their Manhattan apartment
Okay.
that night or like in the next day or two
Okay.
by security. I believe that night they're saying that she made it there or she left the next morning.
Yeah.
And the security guard at the apartment complex or saw her. Or was it a concierge? There was a
doorman.
person,
Yeah.
yes, that saw her.
Okay.
Now, Andrew Drecke and the Jinx get in touch with that person who says that they never saw it.
Interesting.
But it was just sort of accepted. And was it like, I believe that the story is that the spokesperson said that it happened
Okay.
and it was printed in a newspaper.
Uh-huh.
And there's also in season 2, during Susan Berman's trial, which we'll talk about later, a phone call is unearthed where Susan is on the phone talking to another, like a journalist.
Okay.
It's really hard to describe it unless you've heard it. But they're talking about what could have happened to Kathy before it's released. So it's like the family spokesperson and a true crime journalist having
Yeah.
a conversation and coming up with a story
Yeah.
that will become the narrative for what happens to her.
Oh.
And it is on film, or it is recorded,
Recorded.
and then the John Lewin, the
Yeah.
deputy prosecutor, has access to this tape.
Interesting.
And we'll talk a little bit about that later.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's good that we've mentioned it because it makes you feel like Susan was a complicit.
Yeah. Or I
An
would say
active
at the
participant
least complicit, it sounds like.
in covering it up.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go back to the highlight reel. Then.
I was like, I can't even remember how we got here, but there's so many layers.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was also caught on camera reciting a lie about whether he intentionally lied to the jury in Morris Black's trial, and also if he was coached by his attorneys. So he's captured whispering under his breath, I didn't knowingly, purposefully lie. I didn't knowingly, purposefully lie. And he says it about 4 times under his breath where
They're on camera.
on camera, he's got a hot mic, and they're taking a break from the interview, and he's purposefully lied.
And that is like a
Foreshadowing.
to the fucking end of this.
Yes, to the piece, there is his song.
Seriously. What this fucking thing is known for.
Yes.
Okay. And just to reiterate, Morris Black is the guy that was found in Galveston, Texas.
Yes.
In the bay in pieces that he
Yes,
was acquitted
it was
for
discovered he was acquitted
murdering
for.
because it was supposed to be quote unquote self-defense.
Yeah, so the line of questioning in the doc at this time is,
They're talking about Morris Black.
did your lawyers tell you to lie? Like, how did you, because you went on stand and he was like, eh. And then, so he says this thing about 4 times on the hot mic. And, and then because it's all recorded and it's on camera, his team that's there. So I think they did 1 or 2 days of a long day of interviews.
Yeah.
And then they do one more, and this is season 1. They do one long day of interviews, and then they call him back and they do one final interview. So in the first series, where it's the majority, episodes 1 through 5, he's there with his lawyer and his team.
Yeah. And they're like
Keeping tabs on him.
tapping him on the shoulder, being like, hey, that's too much. You shouldn't do this.
So let's take a break or whatever.
Yeah.
So like they rush in and they're like, they just basically jump in and they're like, shut the fuck up. We can hear everything you're saying. The mic is hot. And he acknowledges that. And then he wraps up the scene by saying, I didn't tell the whole truth. Nobody tells the whole truth. Wow. And it's just, and he's interviewed for 5 episodes. And he's just saying the craziest shit the entire time.
Is there something off? I mean, there is something off.
Is it a
It's
cognitive
like,
issue? Like, what the
yeah, like what is going on with this man?
I don't know. So anyway, if I haven't convinced you to watch it, if you haven't already seen it,
Yeah, you should
fucking
definitely
watch it.
go watch it.
We see a lot of courtroom footage. There's a lot of deposition footage. There's police investigation interviews, direct interviews with victims and families.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Okay.
So that is how I've decided to sum up
The Jinx.
Jinx, at least season 1.
Yeah. And
Season 1 and 2 as best I could.
yeah, you can't do the whole thing, right? It's what, 12 episodes? 12
episodes
12
total.
1-hour episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're not gonna spend 12 hours talking about the Jinx, okay?
All right. So now we're going to talk about the cadaver note, which leads us to this build. Now I have photos and I'll show you, we can look at them now, but I'll probably wait to show you until it really.
Okay.
sense.
The cadaver note is the note that was found with Susan.
Yes.
Okay.
The
Can we-
cadaver note.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we talk about
Yes.
that again?
Okay, so Susan Berman was murdered in her home, and a letter was sent to the LAPD and it was postmarked for the day they believed that she was murdered.
Okay.
So they got it a few days later.
Right.
They open it and it is addressed to the LAPD, and then they open it and it is all caps and it says 1527 Benedict Canyon,
Yeah.
Beverly Hills.
And
Beverly
it's
Hills
Beverly
Drive.
spelled wrong.
Right. And then it is cadaver.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Beverly Hills, which is her address. So basically, it's just a note that's got an
It's
address
basically
and a
saying
word
there's
that
a
says a cadaver.
dead
There's a
body at this
and
address.
it's also a strange word for an
Yeah.
average person to use. That
Yeah.
comes up a lot too. Where who would say cadaver?
Right.
Somebody in the medical field, or maybe somebody who knew someone in the medical field. Interesting.
Foreshadowing.
Yes. Yes, but Beverly for her address is spelled with an extra E.
Yes,
Beverley.
Yeah. Okay. I remember.
Okay. All right. During filming the Jinx season 1, Jarecki interviews Sareb Kaufman, and Sareb is Susan Berman's stepson.
Okay.
Because like I said,
Right.
she
was
remained in a
very
relationship
close
with them.
and they were close with Robert too.
Yes, they were.
Yeah,
So she
okay.
was married to Sarah's father when they split up. They remained close. They remained close with Bob as a connection of Susan. They called him Uncle Bobby, I believe, and I heard this in passing, or I can't explicitly remember. I did not look it up. It's not in my notes, but I believe that he paid for some of their schooling.
Okay.
Bob did well by these children.
Yeah.
So when she died, all of her remaining possessions were left to the Kaufman children. So he's interviewed. And naturally, maybe I'm looking for old photos. You start going back through the old stuff.
Yeah.
So he does.
Yeah.
And he goes and looks through Susan's possessions. So in episode 5, he comes across a letter she's received from Bob from March of 2000. Now remember, she's murdered around Christmas time.
Right. Okay.
So in March 2000, that same year, the envelope is addressed to Susan at her Benedict Canyon home, and the handwriting is in block letters with the Beverly misspelled with an additional E. It's an exact fucking match to the infamous cadaver note from Susan's murder.
Okay. I forgot about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's how they find it. Her stepson finds this letter that is from
Because
Bob.
he's doing an interview for this fucking documentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he would not be interviewed.
Yeah.
He would not have gone back to look through that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that the police have this, despite the fact that they should
They should have it. Yeah.
And it's only because he's being interviewed for the Jinx that he sees this and he's, oh my fucking God. So he basically calls Jarecki and he's, I need you to do a gut check. What is this? And
Yeah.
they look at it and now they're like, this is it. This proves it.
This is a smoking gun, for lack of a better word.
Completely.
Yeah.
And okay. So it's an exact match. And it's an exact match because they get a handwriting expert. Not that you even need one.
Yeah.
Here they are. I'll show them to you right now.
Holy shit. It's the misspelling is wow, fucking idiot. Sorry.
It all happens fucking live on camera
Yeah.
in 2015. It all happens
Right.
at that time. It happened earlier, obviously,
Yeah.
but America's seeing this unfold
Right.
in fucking real time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so in an earlier episode of The Jinx, when Bob is being interviewed about Susan's murder, first of all, this makes the whole thing even that much better. Okay,
Right.
so when he's interviewed about Susan's murder, he denies having anything to do with it. But he understands why
people
he'd
might
be
think.
a suspect.
Yeah.
And he says, she was my spokesman. All of a sudden, she's dead. It's like, I shut her up. He says that on camera. So he's just playing along, I get it. I'm
Yeah.
a normal guy. I've got nothing to do with it, but I totally understand why
Right.
everyone thinks I might be guilty.
Why the conclusion?
Totally.
Yeah.
So when he specifically asked about the cadaver note, he agrees on camera that whoever wrote the note definitely killed Susan. Somebody had a plan to do this. They had to go to her house, do what they did, and now you're taking this big risk. You're writing a note that only the killer could have written.
I love the commitment to the voice. I couldn't
Only
do it.
the killer could have written.
Emphasize that. Yes.
And he says it.
He
And
says it.
knows he fucking wrote it. It's insane. You're just like, are you serious, dude? Okay, so he's sitting in this.
Yeah, in the interview.
Yes, and he shows it to him. First of all, Jarecki turns this info over to the police. We don't want to get involved.
Right.
So
He
he
does
knew
what
they
you
were
should
already
do,
investigating
for
the
sure.
murder, and he turns it over. But
Yeah.
first, he wants to get one more interview with Bob.
Does he he photocopies it, right?
He takes a photocopy.
Yeah.
Yes. He actually puts the whole thing in a safe deposit box. He gets a safe deposit box and he puts it in there so that it cannot disappear.
Okay.
Yes, he's going to turn it over to the police, but he wants to get one more interview out of Bob.
Yeah.
So they did the first 5 interviews. And then this thing happens and he's, okay, I have to get him on camera.
One more time.
One more fucking time. And they're basically already done
Yeah.
filming.
Yeah.
And he's got to figure out, how do I get him back in front of the camera? And Bob doesn't want to do it. Bob is over it and he doesn't want to do it. But they basically spend the next month trying to get him back, and they do. Okay.
He gets him back to interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when Bob shows up, he shows up alone without his lawyers because he thinks, oh, I'm just going to come and look at some photos and we're going to do some post-production
final
interviews.
conclusion.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
comes by himself. Okay, so in 2013, the filmmakers of The Jinx shared this evidence with law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
And then as a result of that, the LAPD renews their investigation into the Susan. So like this evidence alone is the reason they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like we're going to keep looking at this.
Smoking gun. It's the smoking gun.
Okay, so here's the bombshell. March 14th, 2015, he's arrested in New Orleans.
Wait, we're not going to talk about what happens on camera?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The timeline is actually interesting here.
Okay.
America has seen episodes. Okay, so it airs. Hold on, I have to go back because I actually spent a lot of time looking at a calendar.
Okay.
February 8th, 2015 is when episode 1 airs.
Okay.
It's a weekly. Remember, this is not Netflix.
Yeah.
This is a weekly. 5 weeks later would be March 15th, which is the 5 weeks, which is when the 6th episode is going to air.
Yeah.
Well, the day before, on March 14th, Bob is arrested in New Orleans on a warrant related to Susan Berman's murder.
Oh, shit.
So he's arrested the day before. So America has seen episodes 1 through 5.
And then the
Bob
news story.
is arrested on the 14th.
Wow.
And then episode 6 airs on the 15th. And we've already seen the spoiler that alludes to him saying, kill them all, of course.
Yes.
Which we'll get to.
It's
just...
Do you think they did that on purpose?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I was curious because it
Yes, I do.
how did they not?
They definitely did it on purpose.
But you know what? Thanks for giving us this.
this moment. Okay. Okay. So March 14th, these are in the. So it's like hard to talk about this as I'm like trying to keep a linear timeline, but it all is happening at the same time. And backwards. Okay. So March 14th, he's arrested in New Orleans. I don't know what he's fucking doing in New Orleans.
Yeah.
March 15th. The
New
next
Orleans'
day.
March is actually very fun.
Okay, he was having a good old time.
Yeah,
and he's
the
not
one
that
time I
far
went to-
from Galveston. He was
Yeah.
probably just having a fucking.
The one time I went to New Orleans, it was in March, and it was great weather. Sorry, keep going.
I love it.
It was like 70. It was perfect.
Totally. Okay, so the next day, the final episode of the Jinx airs, and in the episode, Jarecki shows him side-by-side notes. He puts this in front of him.
He's like, "Hey, dude, you
This
want
is
to talk
what
about
we
this?"
found. Yes, and Bob acknowledges that like the spelling is the same, but he's like, that's like the only similarity. He's not like saying, he's like block letters. Someone's disguising their handwriting.
Right.
What's one from another? Like, who could say that was the same? But the spelling, he agrees with spelling.
Right.
But he also is like visibly uncomfortable now. He's doing the blinking.
Yes.
And he starts fidgeting a lot and he fucking starts belching. He starts speaking and
Oh,
it's
I
like
forgot about that.
gulping.
Yeah.
He's burping. It's like the man's
Having
like
a visceral reaction.
visceral reaction. Like the volcano that lives inside of him is bubbling
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
And it's so uncomfortable. So they basically spend like however many hours, like an hour or two that day or
Yeah.
whatever, how many hours together that day.
Yeah.
And he shows him this towards the tail end of the interview.
Right.
And then the interview just ends where he admits that he's uncomfortable or like, he's uncomfortable. He admits that it's very similar. He agrees.
Yeah.
I can't say like, cause Jarecki's like, well, which one did you write? And he's like, I know I wrote that one, but I didn't write this one.
Yeah.
And that's while they're like
Side by side.
spelled out. And then he has a moment where he isolates, like he's on a different fucking Xerox. He's got just Beverly and Beverly Hills and Beverly Hills on the same sheet, and he slides it in front of me. So which one did you
Yeah.
write? And he stares at it and can you say which one you wrote or you didn't write? And he said no. So
That is so fucking smart.
it's so smart. It's so awkward.
I don't know how did you think to do that?
Oh, they had a month to rehearse.
Yeah, I guess if you had a long time.
How are we gonna
I
get
don't
him?
know if I would have thought of that.
Dude, well, they
To
got
be
a
like-
team of people.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Just
How are we
to,
gonna do
like,
this? Like,
Yeah, just the zoom in on the one word, be like, do you know which one you wrote, is so fucking
and he's
smart.
there without a lawyer.
It's such a gotcha moment.
It's such a god. That's what I'm saying. It's the best.
This is why
thing
the
I've
Jinx
ever-
is known
It's so fucking
to
good.
be like one of the best like true crime documentaries.
And it's just because he wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Okay. So the interview wraps and Bob gets up to go to the bathroom. And it's in the bathroom that he's didn't learn from his hot mic moment earlier.
Which is even like better.
You know.
Like you did this before, you dumb fuck? Anyways, keep going.
Okay, so he's caught on a hot mic, and I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
And I wish we could have played it. this is why I started researching, because I was like, there's no way to really describe it except to hear him, because it's like, it's a 30 seconds or like maybe 45 seconds or a minute of time where there's no image. It's just like the cameras are down. He still happens to have his mic pack on, and he's in the bathroom by himself.
Like it cuts to black almost, right?
Yes, it's just black and you just see the words. Okay, so I'm going to do my very best. Okay.
You're doing great with the Bob voice.
Okay. There it is. You're caught. You're right, of course, but you can't imagine. There's like a pause for a while, and it says, arrest him. And the water runs. I don't know what's in the house. What a disaster. And then it's like belching and grunting and a lot of pause. He was right. I was wrong. And the puppy. And it's like a lot of obvious like water and like hands on the face.
And
like,
he's like panicking.
groaning. And he says, what the hell did I do? Killed them all, of course. And that's
it.
it.
I remember something about me is I'm a person who I like spoil things for myself. I'll go into TV shows, movies, whatever, knowing how it ends. I don't know why I do that. I just do it.
Wait, you like to know how it ends? You try to find out how it ends?
I usually find the spoilers, and then I'm like, oh, this actually seems interesting, even though I know how it gets ended. How it ends.
Sure. Okay.
I watched the Jinx, not knowing how it ended.
Oh, you did.
I did, and it was like 5 years after it came out. I don't know how I didn't know.
Okay.
But I just remember sitting there because the screen goes black after he says that. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I sat there mouth agape. My roommate at the time comes out. He's, what are you doing? See the reflection of myself in the TV, just like sitting there, be like, did he just confess on a fucking hot
and that's
mic?
everyone's question. Is that a confession?
It's fucking sounds like it.
Yes, it does.
I guess you can argue it, but it's just...
And is he talking to his alter ego?
Right.
Is he talking to himself? He's always playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
He's fucking talking. That's all we know.
He's fucking talking. He says killed them all, of course. It's...
What the hell did I do?
Yeah.
Killed them all, of course.
It's insane.
I know, and you could say he's talking as if he's like, what is the perception going to be?
Yes, for sure.
The perception is going to be, what did I do? I killed them all, of course.
Yes.
What did you do?
Well, let's be real.
He fucking killed them all.
Yeah, we're defense lawyers, right, at this point.
Yeah.
That is the exact defense he would take. Be like, he is perceiving how this is going to be taken from the public eye.
Yes, exactly. He knows this is being recorded. Oh, my goodness.
He knows it's going to be a big fucking deal in the court of public opinion.
And again, we wouldn't be here if Bob didn't call Andrew Jarecki and say,
let's do this docuseries.
Don't you want to hear what I have to say about your movie?
Talk to me? Yeah.
And this is a lesser known fact. He actually did commentary for the movie itself.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's not in the Jinx, but he is on camera talking about a pretty violent scene in the movie where Ryan Gosling, they're like at a party at her family's home.
Yeah.
And they did talk about this in the Jinx, but they didn't explicitly talk about Bob's commentary.
Yeah.
They just talk about like how he didn't want to spend a lot of time with her family. Susan was really nasty about Kathy's family, and so was Bob.
Yeah.
Treating them like they were these like low class, basic, like loser type of working class people.
Yeah.
And like Susan, and again, I alluded to it earlier, that sort of on the recorded conversation she had with the journalist. She's, not this family. They were just a bunch of like they were married to firefighters. They drank a lot, like just talked really down on them. First of all, as if like, people married to like our first responders are trashy in any way. It's totally insane.
It is insane.
And Bob didn't like to spend time with her family.
Yeah.
And she was close with her family.
Yeah.
And he said that he would, when they would go over and spend time with her family, that he would put a time limit on it. It was either 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And when the time limit was up, he was ready to go. There's this scene in the movie where they're hanging out for a family birthday or dinner or something, and they're there, and like he is ready to leave and she's not ready to leave yet. So he goes to the car, and this is Ryan Gosling and Kirsten Dunst in this scene, which is fictionalized, but it's not all that different than what Bob literally said on camera.
Okay.
In an interview. He says basically like he comes storming back in the house, grabs her by the hair in front of her entire family and drags her out of the house.
Jesus.
Into the car, and they leave. And Bob has done commentary on the film and was like, yeah, more or less happened like that.
I don't want to blame anybody besides him, but like, did she not have like, brothers or anybody in that house have been like, I'm gonna go
I don't know.
beat that man's actually
She has a brother. He's a younger brother, actually. His name is Jim, and we'll talk a little bit about Jim later.
even just as if my sister, I saw that happening, I'm gonna go get something and beat the shit out of that man.
I know, you do think, I know, and I do feel like the money and the time period.
Yeah, I guess the
plays
time period is a big part of it. I guess in like modern
that's
era.
their business, and
Man, I don't feel like I'd have a hard time not going out there with a baseball bat after that moment.
it's pretty trash.
It's pretty trash. And I'm not trying to be like her family did anything wrong. Like you said, it's
I mean, listen, did they do something wrong? No, but would they do things differently?
for sure. Yeah, hindsight is always
No doubt.
a bitch. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Okay,
So we got
Act
Do.
2, episode 2. Okay, so we're going to talk about season 2 and the trial.
Yeah, this is the season I did not watch because
Okay,
I knew you were
so-
doing this.
Episode 1, season 1 is wrapped, and it wraps with this bombshell.
Right.
Killed them all, of course.
And everyone's
He's
like,
arrested
"Holy
the day
fucking
before,
shit." Yeah.
And then it was
It's a big
years
fucking
later.
deal.
So Bob's arrested in 2015, but he doesn't face trial for a few years because of extradition stuff that I'm not going to get into. It's boring.
The legal system is
We
stupid.
already talked about a lot of stuff. But anyways, there were some gun charges in Louisiana. He had a gun on him.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so in March 4th...
Who keeps giving this fucking old man guns?
Oh, he just buys them. He's not a felon. He was acquitted.
But he was on parole.
Oh, do you only have to go on parole for felonies? Maybe.
I think if you go on parole for anything, you can't have a gun after that.
Really?
I'm pretty
I really
sure.
don't know that much about parole.
I don't know either. I've never been on parole, but I'm imagining if you're in the system for something like a gun charge, like he had
He's worth
originally.
At least $100 million. You can literally get anything.
I just want to know where he keeps getting the guns.
Well,
Sorry.
he keeps losing the guns.
Yeah, clearly he is getting arrested with the guns. What are you fucking doing?
Why do you need 2 guns? Why do you need so many guns? All you
Right?
need to do is take your money bags and you fucking skip town. I
Yeah.
don't understand it.
I don't understand it either.
Okay. March 4th, 2020 is when the murder trial
Officially starts.
begins. Yes,
For
for
Susan.
Susan Berman's murder. But it's immediately delayed because it's March 2020 and COVID is the problem.
Right. We have talked about this in a few episodes
Yes.
where COVID has really put a damper on situations.
Yes, changed everything, every part of life that people had to go to the office for.
Yeah. Even now,
Yeah.
COVID is still affecting us.
Okay, so it resumes again in May of 2021.
Okay. Wow. Over a year. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, so season 2 of the Jinx follows like the investigation and the public trial of Susan's murder.
Okay.
And in season 2, we meet Deputy DA John Lewin, who I feel like I talked a little bit about earlier. Mm-hmm. He tries the case. He's quite a character. I think if you watch it, like, he has cop energy.
Yeah, but he's a DA.
Yes.
Interesting.
I know. But I'm like, that's a fucking cop.
Yeah.
He's also
Maybe
a
he used to
total
be
G.
Cop?
Maybe.
I don't know.
He's quite on top of it. So
Okay.
he specializes in cold cases and no body circumstantial cases. So I already knew about Robert Durst.
Yeah.
I was an
because
LA
Kathleen.
guy.
Yeah.
And now that I've got this evidence, like, oh, this is totally my jam.
Yeah.
So in a recorded interview, he flat out asks Bob, like in one of their, after he's arrested, why did you do the Jinx?
You stupid bitch. Why did you do this?
What made you talk to them? And that's completely like the $1 million question. We've already been talking about it. Why do you do this? I think it's an ego thing.
I think it's an ego thing too. I think this guy is a classic narcissist in a lot of ways.
Classic.
Classic.
The most dangerous type.
Yeah, for sure.
But Bob can't answer why he
Decided to do it.
He said, I'm still trying to put that together in my own mind. Yeah. And like repeatedly, okay, so like we spent a lot of time in season 2 for like people, because listen, he's not being interviewed one-on-one in season 2. So how do they do it?
Yeah.
They interview everybody else.
Okay.
And they all of the prison phone calls are public.
So he's still talking to the director. Like he's not like mad at him.
No, he does not. He's fucking done with Jarecki. He knows Jarecki's the problem. But guess what? He's talking to everybody else on a prison line, and those
are
recorded. All recorded and public domain.
Yeah.
And so we hear all of it.
Okay.
Because he's talking to his lawyers. He's talking to Deb.
Yeah.
He's talking to all of his friends. It's a lot.
Deb is still around.
Deb is very much still around.
Okay.
I really am very mixed, complicated. I want to call her a roach at one side of it because she survives the whole thing. But I'm just like, I don't want to be disrespectful either. And frankly, I'm afraid of her. 100%.
Frankly. She scares me.
Okay, so we're now talking about the trial of Susan Berman.
Okay.
Prosecution's argument is that Durst killed Berman to silence her about his involvement in the 1982 disappearance of his wife, Kathy Durst.
Yeah.
The key evidence includes the cadaver note, which comes directly from the Jinx, and another critical piece of evidence was being able to put Bob in the Los Angeles area at the time of her murder.
Okay.
So they knew, and he admitted, because I talked about it earlier, that he married Deborah.
Yeah.
And then he flies, or he buys a ticket to fly to California.
Okay.
So they knew he was in San Francisco because that's where he flew. But not until the trial.
Yeah.
First of all, actually, Bob was interviewed about this at some point, and they were like, oh, well, like, we know that you were in California. Like, so the prosecution's argument is that Lewin and his team argued that he killed Susan to silence her about his involvement in the 1982 disappearance of Kathy Durst.
Okay.
The key, we were talking this. Key evidence is
the note,
cadaver note, and being able to put Bob in
California,
Los Angeles specifically at the time of her murder, because they already know that he was in San Francisco because he had purchased a ticket to San Francisco around the time. And when he's interviewed about this earlier in the Jinx, he says, California's a big state. With a fucking shit-eating grin.
Interesting. Did they have some sort of falling out or something?
Him and Susan?
Yeah.
I don't think it's known exactly what happened.
Okay, because if she's been his confidant for so long, and that thing that happened with Kathy, the murder, was like 20 years prior.
Yes. She was up hard. And the
he was giving
the
her
investigation
money.
into Kathy's murder had been reopened. Remember, around 2000, it was reopened in '99.
Got it. Okay, I forgot about that.
It was made public in 2000, and then she dies later the year in 2000. And so I think it was pretty obvious that she was going to be interviewed.
Yes. Okay, that makes more sense.
Maybe there was
to shut her up.
It's either that she suggested,
if you don't give me money,
potentially he thought maybe things were cooling off and she might. Maybe he had someone else in his life, in his ear, saying this is a loose end.
Interesting.
And maybe
that seems to make more sense, because if he really has that much money, why not just pay her off? Not to be like the villain in this moment.
No, he had just given her money and she continued to toe the line for him, we probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Something happened.
Yeah, and I don't really want to say on recording.
We can't speak.
But I think it's possible that he had someone in his life that was like...
Yeah, hinting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
And maybe also that they knew that she was going to be interviewed, and maybe also that she could have suggested that.
Yeah. Maybe she was like, hey, if you want to...
You should, after we have this conversation, maybe if you are bored, you could watch season 2. And then I think it will put a lot of this together because
Put some context in there.
a little bit things are suggested and hinted at that I'm not super comfortable talking about,
Right.
but also aren't explicitly discussed. But there's a lot.
Yeah, that's the hard thing with a lot of these documentaries is sometimes there's some subject matter that isn't confirmed.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Reasonable
Reasonable
assumptions.
Yes.
Healthy or educated guesses.
You know
I
what
would
they say about assumptions, though.
That's true.
You make an ass of you and
Which is why, again,
We're not gonna talk about it.
certainly people are still alive.
Yeah.
so-
Okay. I was just curious if there was something that happened.
Okay, like I said, there was a lot of interesting evidence they found out about Susan that they could have used as further proof that she was complicit and knew about Kathy's disappearance.
Yeah.
But Lewin, like I said, was careful not to paint her as a total monster. What I'm talking about is that piece of recorded conversation between Susan and this journalist. Sort of
Right, where
if
they're
you hear
fabricating
it,
the story.
they're just talking about like, okay, what do you think happened to her? And it's, oh, well, she didn't run away. Nah, she didn't run away. So do you think that like maybe like it could have been like kidnapping? And it was like, well, yeah, did she have any like jewelry on? She's, oh my God, yes. She like had this like big fancy pair of earrings and Bobby kept telling her not to wear the earrings. And so that's it. That makes sense. Yeah, that must be what it is. She was kidnapped and then
Okay.
something went wrong.
Okay.
And then there's this moment where she's like, oh, okay, well, I'm saving my tears until I know it's official. And there's also on the call, I don't want to talk about her in past tense because I know that it's like a woman pretending like she gives a fuck about this missing woman.
Yeah.
Knows exactly what happened. And she's coming up with a narrative with a reporter friend of hers.
To put some doubt in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then all of that gets printed and it worked.
Interesting.
And it's sick.
It is sick.
Frankly.
Yeah.
And
Ugh.
again, so it's hard for me.
Do they talk to the journalist?
I don't know if they do.
Interesting. I would love to hear.
What he thought about that?
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
Huh. Okay.
Okay, so in this trial, the defense's argument is that it was insufficient proof. You got nothing.
I
is
do
what they say.
have to say, I don't know if a note is gonna stick. It's a
I
very
agree.
compelling note, and like the confession on the Jinx is also very compelling. But as some like playing devil's advocate, like a defense attorney, you could put a lot of reasonable doubt in both of those.
Yeah, so I think that the reasonable doubt definite for me is the guy that like broke into her home, like the manager dude, because he also
For
signed
sure.
his name and
Yeah.
that's not great.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
But I think John Lewin is really good at his job.
Okay.
So he has, and I didn't really talk about it in detail, but like the thing I think that sold the jury is that there was a woman on the stand as a witness who was married to Robert Durst's like kind of family or longtime lawyer.
Okay.
And the lawyer wasn't his criminal defense lawyer.
Yeah.
So he hired the same team that he hired in the Texas case.
Okay.
And reasonably, you
Yeah,
think,
they
sure,
won
got
last
me.
time. Yeah.
But it was also quite a few years later, it did not go the same way. Spoiler alert, he does not win this case.
Okay.
He is
Interesting.
convicted. But like, he spends $12 million on the defense for this
Jesus.
case alone. And it was not a high-tech defense.
Yeah.
He reasonably, I doubt OJ spent that on his defense.
Yeah, that's an
And
insane amount of money.
It's an insane amount of money. Deborah is like harping on him the entire time. This guy is not doing a good job.
His job, yeah.
She's hired her own criminal defense attorney
For him?
separately for her.
Oh.
It's
Interesting.
I know. That is interesting.
That is very interesting. Okay.
She has her own attorney. She's these guys, Dick DeGuerin is his attorney's name. Dick is not pulling it out for you. It's not going well. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that intentionally. And I feel badly because I feel like, okay, let me just,
Don't feel bad. That's fucking great.
I feel badly because he did lose this case for Robert Durst, but I think he was so fucking over him. He was like, this man is guilty. Okay,
Do you
like
think he
in my
grew a
notes,
conscience?
no, it's trouble. I think it's hard. I just think that they're over his shit. It's obvious
Yeah.
they're over his shit. They don't have much to work with because he's obviously fucking guilty, and I feel like they're mailing it in. But like
Yeah.
I said, he pays a staggering $12 million.
Okay.
And it was like a fucking embarrassment.
Yeah.
But while John Lewin, the prosecutor, has this woman on the stand, the lawyer's wife, which
Yeah.
is not Dick DeCaren's wife, it's a different lawyer
Okay.
that's just like his lifetime friend. They grew up together.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, this is my quote lawyer. And the reason they did that is because it's assumed that like this man and his wife both knew more about
Everything.
Okay. And so since he's technically a practicing lawyer, if we call him one of my lawyers, and then he's got attorney-client privilege, and so does his wife, who is on his payroll as like an assistant or whatever.
Okay.
But like the judge in the LAPD, the LA case, was like, okay, let me hear like all of your like the recorded conversations.
Yeah.
So they basically did not want all of these recorded conversations while he's been in prison to be evidence
Between the lawyer and the wife and him?
the lawyer and the wife and him, because it's attorney-client privilege. So the judge listens in and he's
Okay.
you guys are just talking about like the TV guide. Like they're just friends.
Yeah.
So this is just a ruse so that these two people can't be subpoenaed to testify.
Okay. So I see so you're saying is, so Robert in prison maybe says some stuff to these people that is maybe not necessarily going to look good for him.
And he's known them for years.
A very long time. And then
know.
He's trying to say like attorney-client privilege.
So they cannot
you
be put
can't
on the stand.
testify. But the judge listens to their conversations, like,
and it's like, this doesn't make you his attorney.
No, you're not his attorney.
This
even though
doesn't
you
protect you.
even though you are an attorney, you're not his attorney.
No.
Okay, and so that's why they bring him on
and
stand.
his wife are called to the stand.
Okay,
and his wife cracks. John Lowen cracks her, and she basically admits that she did know he was in LA and he was staying at the Beverly Hilton at the time of Susan's murder.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I feel bad for this woman. Her name is Emily, and she's known this man for 30 years, loves him. Like, he's just got a lot of people that like he's bought off and taken care of, and has been good enough to that all these people feel loyal to him.
I'm sure the son that turned in the note probably felt a little bad.
Oh yeah, he's on camera crying about it when he's just like, but like he didn't want to believe it until he was faced with it. When he was like,
but also you killed fucking Susan.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
September 17th, 2021, he's found guilty of first-degree murder, and a month later, he's sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Bob's lawyers didn't even tell him about the verdict. Like,
Wait, was he not present?
No, he was not present. I think he was ill or something. We've still got weird COVID things. I think there was a reason he was not there.
I would sickness. That's probably the only thing.
He's been having some health problems. He had some health problems at that point.
He was born in 1943?
He was 78 at this time. Okay. So he's late 70s. He's also got a mountain of fucking the world of guilt on his shoulders. Right. And they're doing this thing for years, which is like, how frail can he be? Mm-hmm. So he's shriveled and sickly. And
Golden State Killer was the same thing.
Yes. So he had a thing called like a shunt. So while he's being tried for this, so he's on camera in the murder trial, and he's got what is called a shunt, which is like something that they drill into your skull, and it's like a tube that drains fluid out of your like brain or out of the brain area in the head to another part of your body. So they made sure that it was like prominently placed and that you could see it.
And not a snap-in toupee drilled into his head.
No.
Before.
Yes. That's a different kind of vanity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like that callback?
I did.
Thank you.
I hate that. Dave and I talked about that. That might have been the episode, actually. No, actually, talking about a callback, that was the one I was like, you need to listen to it because
it's crazy.
The toupee thing was insane.
Anthony Pignataro episode, if you guys are wondering.
Pignataro. Yeah. I love it. That's it. Oh, God. Okay, so they didn't even tell him. His lawyer skipped town. He don't even tell him. And they're interviewed in season 2 where they're like, hey, do you know how he found out? And the guy was like, I'm sorry. I don't know who told him.
Wow.
Which is like, really?
0 fucks given.
I told you they're fucking over his shit.
They got their bag and they left.
$12 million.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, fucking, you know what? You know this guy is trash. Go ahead and get yours. Like, I'm not...
If you can make sure he's found guilty, then yeah, go ahead and get yours.
And he's dying anyway. What is the point? There is like this crazy scene where, like I said, $12 million on this defense. And there is a scene, I'm not joking you, from the trial where his 70-year-old attorney is rolling around on the ground. So they're doing this thing where they're pretending that they are Marcus, or what is it?
I am not picking up the wavelength. I'm so sorry.
They're doing this thing where they're like pretending that they're Morris Black and Robert Durst rolling around on the ground.
Okay.
And they're like did it happen like this? Did it happen like this? And they're like rolling around.
And this was from the Morris Black.
Yes. You know what? Maybe the
Trial?
12 million is the 2 trials total.
Okay, but that's a lot of money.
It's a ton of money.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's the 2 of them rolling around on the ground like they didn't even hire somebody, or they didn't do like an artist rendering.
Oh, like a
they
reenactment.
roll around on the ground to reenact it themselves in the middle of the courtroom in their fucking suits. It's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cringy.
It is super cringy. Oh, God. Okay. So he didn't find out until the next day when his wife's own criminal defense attorney, Alan Abramson, goes to the jail or where he was being held.
Yeah, and tells
him about it.
Wow.
I know.
But they really didn't give a fuck.
They didn't give a fuck.
It's a little poetic, though.
I think so.
It's like
I'm
some
not feeling
poetic
bad for
justice.
him.
No, I don't feel bad for him at all. It's like when you watch a villain in a movie and everyone just slowly turns on them and they're just left alone.
Exactly.
It feels like that.
Yeah, it's like Training Day.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so January 10th, 2022, Robert Durst dies of cardiac arrest at the age of 78 while in prison. Hooray.
Rotten hell.
Yeah.
Sir, if you're shark eyes.
That's a small hooray, because what I'm about to tell you is the fucking worst.
Oh, no.
I've got a title here for myself. It's called The Trash Ending. And although this is not the end of the pod, but this is the trash ending of the situation.
Okay.
His conviction was abated, which means it goes away.
Okay.
Legally, because he died before it went through at least one round of legal appeals. So technically, legally, and on the record, he is not a convicted murderer at all.
Really? I didn't know that. Is that like an LA thing?
It's an LA thing or a California thing.
So even if like you're found guilty of something,
if it doesn't, it has to go through a round of appeals.
it has to go through a round of appeals.
Yeah.
Do they just assume that everyone appeals something?
I think so.
What the
Or
fuck?
it's your right to do.
But what if you never do that? Then you're never found guilty of murder?
I don't know.
Weird.
And maybe you have the right to you have to waive the right to an appeal. Maybe there's like a
Oh,
But he
okay.
never had the opportunity to waive the right to an appeal, and
Or
he never got
file
the
an
opportunity
appeal.
to file an appeal.
So he's never found convicted of Susan's
Yeah, so
murder.
it was September 2021 when he was found guilty, and then he died in January 2022.
It all seems like a little bit poetic justice for in Susan's case, because she was maybe complicit in everything, and
I know,
he
but it's
killed her,
hard,
but
that was the one thing that I think Kathy's family was like
helping for.
because they couldn't prove that he killed Susan.
Yeah.
If they weren't really able to prove.
Oh, that he did something to Kathy.
Yeah, because that was the motive. So I think it was
Oh.
important to them.
That's unfortunate.
I know. And he did kill Susan, and that's
Yeah.
awful.
That just sucks because it's like,
This is the trashiest way it's going to go.
it could be trashier. He could have just been found not guilty.
That's a good point.
And he could have died in like a
At
beach
home.
somewhere. Yeah. At least he died in prison. But it's one of those things where like, you know what happened. You know that he did something. But he's never seen his day in court. But he's dead. Or do you feel closure? Maybe not.
I think this would disrupt your feeling of closure for
yeah,
sure.
I guess so. I don't know. That's fucking wild, though.
I know. Which is, he fucking weaseled out of it.
He weaseled out of it again.
Yes, he did.
No matter what.
All right. So this next part, it's hard because like I said, when I saw you this morning or today, I was like, I wanted to like read over my thoughts because I want to make sure I get this part right.
Yeah.
But I didn't have time. And so I'm not sure if it makes a lot of narrative sense.
Okay.
'Cause there's a lot of information here. I've got one more page.
Okay. That's fine.
But we'll go through it. So I might repeat myself, but there may be some callbacks.
Okay.
All right. So before we get there, February 2022, Kathleen's brother, Jim McCormick, and his family, he's leading the charge for this, have filed a wrongful death civil suit. Because what else do they have?
Yeah, for sure.
For $100 million against
Durst.
Bob's estate.
Okay.
All right. So in season 2, we meet a lot of people in Bob's life who enabled and supported him in evading arrest for his fucking lifetime of crimes.
Totally.
I have done a little more talking than I thought I would. I won't waste my breath talking about any more of them, but what I do want to do is talk about his second wife, Debbie.
Okay.
Okay, so to
You've
recap,
definitely been like going up on Deb.
So to recap, December 11th, 2000, Robert married his second wife, Deborah Lee Sheridan, in a hurried ceremony. No reception. They didn't even spend their wedding night together.
Weird.
They did it in a rabbi's office in
Like
New York
a synagogue
City.
or something. Yeah.
In New York City, in an office in New York City.
Okay.
The next day, December 12th, 2000, he purchases a one-way ticket to California that he used to go and kill Susan. Their relationship is complex. Deborah has been managing his finances and has remained loyal despite all his legal troubles
Okay.
throughout the years. So it's like 2022 when he dies, and they
Yeah.
married in 20.
Yeah, they're married
2000.
for like 20 years. At least.
20 years.
Yeah.
And she met him in I'm going to talk about this in a bit. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's unclear if they ever lived together. If their relationship was romantic, and I think it might have been at the beginning, seemingly was very short-lived.
Okay.
In fact, Deborah had a long-term relationship during her marriage to Bob with a man named Steve Holm, who effectively was her real partner. They were out in society together. They were known together.
Yeah.
Steve passed in 2019, and Deborah was listed as in his obituary as his wife.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So this was a business arrangement with Bob.
In some shape or form.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's in the deposition in Jinx season 2 kind of talking about he calls in one of those prison calls. He calls and Steve answers the phone and he's like, "Hey, how you doing, Bob? How you doing?" And he's on the phone with Steve and he's, "Oh, I'm in jail.
been better."
Yes. And he's, "Is Debbie there?" And he's, "Yeah, she's here, Bob. All right, take care of yourself." And then he hands Debbie the phone and they have a conversation.
They're just
so it's
talking.
It's not a secret.
Yeah. Is
Very
it like a
interesting.
lavender marriage?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because they ask about it. How about Steve? And she said, "I asked Steve if they basically are like,
No,
did
not
you
Steve? I'm talking about Robert.
Oh, I don't know. Is he gay?
Is he gay?
Is he closet? Is that the reason he was so angry all the time anyway? I don't
Is
know.
he just a
I think he either
repressed gay man and
you
just
never
manifested?
know. Possibly. It's
Okay,
I don't
anyway,
know.
sorry, I don't want to open the can of worms
I
before
know
you
it is
finish your thing.
It is a can of worms, but I don't know.
Okay.
But it's acknowledged that she was married to him out of convenience, and she knew that if they didn't stay married, then she couldn't inherit the money.
Right.
And she agreed to stay married to him, and he was cool with that, and so was Steve.
And she had known him for a very long time.
She'd known them both for a long time.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, but she had been like a part of.
Oh, for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
She was the
It's
chick.
interesting that it would be Deb
When Susan was there.
for this arrangement and not Susan.
Okay, well, this is what I'm saying. There's an interesting pattern that is created
Yeah.
because sort of the way Susan stepped in and was loyal and covered and was deeply jealous of or
Kathleen.
like dismissive and had this weird loathsome energy of Kathleen.
Yeah.
Similarly, almost exactly similarly,
She had the same thing towards Deb.
yep, Debbie has the same thing towards Susan. So now Debbie's covering for Bob in the same way after Susan's murder.
Weird.
Yep. Very weird.
There's something else going on here.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
And if you'll watch season 2, there's a woman that's like kind of tangentially involved. She's married to Bob's other best friend. This guy, his name is Nick Chinga Chavin. He's like some fucking loser, not a fan at all. But he's married to a very intelligent, normal woman who hated them and was like, "I don't understand why my husband's like close to them, but
Yeah.
I was very close to them." She worked for Deborah for a while. I'll talk a little bit about what it was like to work for Deborah.
Okay.
And she definitely thought that Bob was guilty the entire time.
Yeah.
And after Susan was murdered, she says she called Deb just to check in, and Deborah was like, she wasn't loyal to Bobby, and she immediately starts talking trash about her, similarly to the way
That Susan.
threw Kathleen under the bus. It's so sick and interesting.
It's fucking weird.
Very weird.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
Okay. So they met at a charity event in 1987. And at the time, she admits to going through a divorce and was, quote, this was her first marriage, and was, quote, having trouble with her business.
Okay.
And the business was an all-female commercial real estate group, which was lauded at the time as like a feminist movement. But in reality, the firm was very steeped in misogyny. And it's my opinion that it was a ruse to attract use the women to attract male clients.
Gross.
And there was a lot of things about they had to wear certain things. They had to look a certain way.
Yeah.
They had to act a certain way. She said one of the women talks about having to line up every day and lift their arms above their head. And Deb would come around and sniffle of their armpits to see, and if there was any scent, then they would just send home for the day. It was just like a weird, like sick, disturbing, misogynistic sort of like...
It's weaponized femininity or feminism.
Completely yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, she also wasn't paying her agents at one point and ended up filing for bankruptcy so that she wouldn't have to pay out any supplements after there were suits.
What the fuck?
Yep.
That's gross.
Stay in gross. Before his death, the two of them had definitely planned for a potential lawsuit from the McCormick family.
Okay.
And to prepare for that, they created a trust, and they basically spent all of his money buying up tenement buildings in New York City. She has purchased potentially more than 30 buildings since his arrest in 2015. In 2017, 2 real estate firms owned by Sheraton and her son.
Yeah.
So she's filing these suits. She filed a $10 million defamation lawsuit against her own tenants. Like I said, 30 buildings.
Wow.
Because the tenants had accused the firms of being slumlords and engaging in unethical practices. So like before when I said like what Bob and his old bestie did, she sort of recreated the model there.
Yeah.
And was doing some of that. And now 30 buildings, and it's like early 2020, or late aughts.
Yeah.
People have a problem with that. And so she sued them for... defamation for even talking about.
Wow.
I know, this bitch is fucking gnarly.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I feel like we could talk shit about her. Yeah.
Okay, so after his death, Deborah signed a statement claiming that her estimate of Bob's estate, this is because she's been sued, right? So she signed like an affidavit saying that her estimate of Bob's estate after his death was under $100,000. With debts totaling approximately $250K. So there's nothing left.
Yeah, like I have no money.
But when Bob was arrested in New Orleans, the police believed he was worth more than $100 million. And we know he spent at least $12 million on the defense over the years. So
the combined defense.
There's at least $88 million.
There's money out there.
Deb claims that he spent his money and she doesn't know what he spent it on. However, there are prison recordings of him saying to her, here we go, I'm going to do Bob one last time.
Okay.
Debbie, Debbie, Debbie. He says it 3 times. What we're trying to do is spend my money. That way, if the McCormicks win, there's nothing there.
Wow. So she spent all the money on all these buildings, and then she's suing them.
Intentionally spent the money.
And then's going to turn around and sue all these people for defamation.
So if there's any money left, it is in that trust, which is a legally separate entity that cannot be responsible for Bob's actions, for which Deborah Sheridan is a trustee and a possible beneficiary.
Oh my gosh. I fucking hate it here.
She fucking grabbed the bag and fucking ran with it, and she
found a way to hide it.
I've got a couple more lines here.
Okay.
When asked in a 2022 deposition, was it worth it? Deb's response is, I think it was.
Yeah, for her.
For her. And today she lives at her mansion in the Hamptons and continues to fight the McCormick family over Durst's estate.
Oh my God. Does she also have shark eyes?
She's got great hair. There's one episode where he's like, they're talking and she comes to visit him. There's a lot of recorded, filmed episodes between the two of them.
Yeah.
And he says, your hair looks very bushy today. That's a compliment.
Oh no.
Anyway, so she still had to deal with that dumbass for many years. I mean, listen, I spent a lot of time this morning talking to Dave about this. Where we're just like, it's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
It's completely disgusting. And it's crazy that I'm about to say this on a recording, but I think I would be fucking lying if I didn't feel like there's a part of me that doesn't get it.
I just low-key respect it.
I just gotta say, tip of the hat to you, ma'am. You did it.
Yeah.
You fucking hustled it.
Yeah.
And only you have to live with that and whatever's next here. And you every night. And she seems unbothered by it, but whatever's,
Truly.
whatever,
Yeah.
she'll get hers. But like that amount of money, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it respect? I don't know. I don't even want to say it, but maybe.
I think you can respect something and also equally be horrified by it.
Yeah. It would be I would say it might have crossed my mind.
Yeah, it's fucking savvy. I will say that. Savvy is, I think, but it's also you're savvy at the expense of
Your soul.
yeah.
This is selling your soul.
This is selling your soul at the finest.
And who knows? So why does she need a criminal defense attorney?
Yeah, that doesn't make any
Because
goddamn
she's like,
sense.
hey, like, I'm not going to be lumped in with this, but just in case.
Right? She kept just like checking her bases with that defense attorney, being like, "Hey, is this?" It's like, where does that end, though? Wow,
That's it.
that's it. Snaps. You did it.
Oh my God.
I won't ask you to do it again until next year.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's going to get any better than that.
No, you did a great job. That was a more complicated story than I remember.
Well, it's gotten complicated since the
It's
last time
gotten
you watched it.
complicated. Yeah, for sure. Well, good job.
Thanks.
You did it.
Thanks.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I guess it was fun a little bit, but only because I like love this like story.
I know.
And
That's why I was like, you
get
should
so animated talking about it.
do it. And like you have in-depth knowledge of all of it. I could ask you a
There
question.
was stuff I did not talk about too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it and then tell you about it like I knew everything because I know you fucking do.
Okay, but I don't think this was like a burning thing on your list of things to cover. You're just like, I want to hear this bitch talk about it.
You know why I wanted to hear you talk about it is when you're like, I think you turned on one of the episodes from season 2.
Oh.
And I just heard you like chit-chatting about it. I was like, where the fuck are you getting all this information from? Is this in your brain?
Yeah.
And the reason why I wanted to do this podcast with you in general is because you're like deep dive into
Oh,
things.
sometimes, yeah.
Because you do have a really in-depth dive into like specific topics and things. And I was like, you know what? We could talk about this forever.
Yeah.
And we have. We've talked about it for a year. And yeah.
Well, there it is.
There it is. Have you thought about my question from last week about episode you would like to see solved or have some sort of answer to or some that have stuck out to you?
No, but I definitely, it was the Anthony Pignataro case, which is the one I was like,
The snap-on toupee.
The true crime ones really do stand out to me a bit
Yeah.
more. All right, well,
But
I had a blast.
me too.
Happy anniversary, Beach.
Happy anniversary. Thanks for doing that.
You're welcome.
It was a big one. You did
Yeah,
a
it
good
was a
job.
big one. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
I'm a little tired, but it was fun.
Yeah, good.
Cool.
Yeah, but we will see you guys next week. It will be back to the regular dynamic where I have to do something.
I was like, God, I'm not thrilled about being the one that has to talk all evening.
Yeah, I don't.
Did it?
Yeah, you did it.
Thanks.
Congrats. Like I said, I won't ask you to do it again until maybe that will be our yearly thing. Just once a year, we'll make Meg do a story.
Oh my God.
Just
all
keep
right.
you
I'm gonna
sharp.
get I better get.
I'll think of something else.
Okay.
I'll hear you talking about something. You're like, but that bitch knows everything about this one thing. And just do it again.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah, but we will talk to you guys next week. Thank you for listening. And until next time,
stay grimly curious. Bye, bitch. Thank you so much for listening. Music by Alex Kingston and Adam McKinnon.
for podcast photos and updates, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Grimly Podcast.
Be sure to rate and review, and we will see you next week for another episode. Bye, bitch.